Good morning again and welcome to New Day on TV3. We're so glad that you could join us this morning. It's a cold one, isn't it? Good morning to you, Johnny.
Morning. How are you doing?
How was your morning?
Well, my morning, cold.
Cold.
Very cold.
It's a cold morning.
But I had a companion, so.
Yeah. So you were in the cold room, huh?
Yeah, we're in the cold room.
Cold room.
Well, however, who don't get companion?
Paul was reporting.
Oh, in the cold room as well?
In his sleep.
How are you managing that?
In his sleep.
You know, I've always wondered, like...
Tactical. You have to be tactical.
You have to be tactical, eh?
Tactical.
You know, like how families have maybe 5 children.
Yeah.
They live in just one small room.
Yeah.
And the next month, the wife is pregnant again. You're wondering, at what points did they happen?
Tactics 010.
Yes. What time is it? It's very early.
We're talking
very
about football.
Yeah, football.
We're talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
Yeah,
All right,
football.
I follow.
Yesterday was a
Score the
wetness day.
A wetness day.
Wetness day.
Okay.
It was cold,
Johnny is very
wild. And
Yes.
Yeah.
I need the formula for this energy that you've come in
yeah,
with.
drink raw cocoa with honey and lemon. Warm water every morning. You'll be energized, fired up.
Or maybe we
Sounds
can talk to
like
Aisha. You know, she did a documentary on...
Again, guys, it's very early.
Yeah,
Is
that's
it?
the whole point.
Yes.
Oh,
point.
6:32.
Yes.
Because yesterday
football.
the rain was dripping
Oh, my God.
and it was sipping into the earth.
Well,
Helen, do we have Felicity on the line?
Well, I was about to find out if there's going to be dripping of a different kind in the form of rain. But we'll connect with Felicity soon because, as we've been told, we're to expect some more showers, some more rain, and in turn, guys, some more devastation.
You know, yesterday I saw a release by NADMO that's suggesting that people should move to safe havens. And I asked a simple question. Where are they? If you tell me I live in Ablekuma, or I live in Efija, or I live in Nyankpala, and you tell me to move to a safe haven, where is it? Has the assembly provided it? Has NADMO itself? Because it's vague to suggest that people move to a safe haven. Okay, but where is it? How do I know? So genuinely, my home will be flooded. Where am I going? You're asking me to move to a safe haven. To whose house?
Well, these are questions I believe George AC can answer. He is the comms director with NADMO. George, good morning to you.
That's George Craney, brother.
I beg your pardon. I thought we were getting a direct to
Okay.
NADMO. George Craney will do
George Craney, good morning to you.
Good morning, colleagues. How are you guys?
Well, we just promoted
All right.
you to National Director of NADMO, but we know that you have been on the Tema Motorway beat. What more can you share? Did the minister sleep at the site yesterday as he told us that he will be working day and night?
Johnny, literally, he has to wait for the concrete to be cast. And that took, let's say, more than 2 hours. So for him to be there till that time, it tells you, how serious he is about the completion of the project.
But he didn't sleep there.
He didn't sleep there. Johnny, he didn't sleep there.
He went home eventually.
Yeah, he went to.
But why was the minister telling people, and I see that's become characteristic of him, telling people to literally shut up when people start raising questions about something that he's involved in? Why does he do that? Do you know?
Johnny, you know, for him, it says the situation actually is an emergency. And so if the government had not intervened, it would have, caused some sort of disaster and chaos. And so moving into, remedy a situation, what really mattered most was the completion of the project and not, getting the cost of, of the project. Because at the end of the day, he believes it's not going to, siphon the funds. Actually, it's going to be value for money. So that's what really matters.
Well, but then, again, the question is, these are not private funds from him or from any other person. These are state funds that are being used to cure a problem that we watched supervise for to happen. And so, do we not have even an initial estimate of how much it's going to cost to fix the bridge? That's
Actually, when you pose that question to him, he let it slide. So I'm sure maybe after completion of the project, then when he gets more pressure from the press, I'm sure maybe you put that out.
So that in the end, if the price is inflated, we won't know that we said we're going to spend, say, 1,000 cedis to fix the bridge, and then later we're told it's 20,000. So we take whatever is pushed to us. Is that it? How do we properly assess the cost?
Then, until the pressure has to come out with that, let's stick with his word that he will not really siphon the funds, and surely it will be value for money. So yeah, every penny will be accounted for.
Let's look at the quantum of work done so far. What can you report? Is it 90%, 80%, 60%, given the scope of work that you are introduced to?
Yeah. So I think in every project, the main work is the form work, and that was done yesterday. So what the form work means is it gives you the actual picture of the project. And so yesterday, the concrete was cut, and I think that's a large part of the project. And usually it takes weeks for the concrete to cure. But with this very one, there was some sort of additive added, that's the admixture. And so it's going to really help with the curing of the concrete in a faster pace. And so instead of taking let's say weeks for it to cure, this time around it's going to take 4 hours. And so once it was, cut last night, by the close of tonight, it should dry up, and then, by Friday morning, it will be closed. It will into traffic like the net indicated.
I see. So we know the scope of work, but we don't know how much it's costing. Is that the understanding?
Yes, exactly the case, yes.
Wow, it's a miracle. You tell me, so do you know, or have the engineers been explaining to you that whether rain or shine, this 24, 48 hours will still dry, the concrete will still dry?
Exactly. I asked them yesterday whether the rains would be a deterrent to the project, and they were like, no, everything has been put in place. And because even yesterday was drizzling. And so once they cut the concrete, they have to put a rubber on it. So maybe if the rains, got severe, it would not really damage it. So rains are not going to deter the progress of the work at all.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But then one thing is, the police caution the general public, usually during the night, when they leave their windows, on the low level. Anytime they're on the stretch, especially in the night, they should, ensure that the windows are rolled to the extreme, because criminals are at work. Criminals are at work. Yeah, it's really, paving way for the activity on the stretch because of the traffic.
Okay. All right, George. Thank you.
But
have a nice day. Yeah.
But if you don't have AC,
you'll be chilling the heat.
Roll up your glasses. I mean, I would have wanted to find out if they had even mounted, some barricades, at least just to protect, the commuters, exactly. At least in the meantime, because if I don't have, or if I'm sitting in a trotro and we have to open all the windows, we're at the mercy of robbers or whoever may want to do anything negative to us on that stretch.
Maybe we need some police guards around there as well. But I'm gobsmacked that we know the scope of work, we know the timelines, and yet the minister is reluctant to tell us how much it will cost. And is rather telling us that there will be value for money. How do we audit that if we don't know how much is being pushed into it? I think that accountability in this matter has been thrown to the dogs. That's what I think. That's what I think. That because, look, even in our private lives, if you are building, you are told that it will cost you X amount, or you would need such quantum of materials. So 10 blocks, 2 bags of cement, one heap of sand, that stone, iron rods. You are told, and an estimate is put to it, so that you also plan ahead. And then when maybe it's because we're using state funds and the money is readily available. But whichever way, in basic auditing, in basic accounting, you need to know what you want to do and how much it will cost, so that in future, if the cost rises, you're able to say we spend too much or we spend too little. But when you tell us we would have value for money and you're not telling us how much it will cost, I'm sorry, Mr. Minister, you have to come back again.
But to be fair, to a certain extent, this was an emergency.
I agree.
This was an emergency.
I agree.
So they had to move in the moment it happened.
I agree.
So, it's been a week?
But this is not a human being. But this is not a human being at the ICU.
Oh, I get it. But if it's an emergency,
I agree.
They're also adding up as they're doing the work.
I agree.
So maybe when they're done, they will now come and update us on how much.
You explain that. That gives me a different feeling to hear it. Don't ask about it.
Exactly, which is what he should have said.
Exactly.
Shut up.
It's an emergency. So let's finish the work. At least the lives of commuters are more important at this moment. Let's fix it. I will update you in due course. But to tell us to shut up.
Beautifully done, Bella. The art of communication. I think you've got the job there. Well, there you have it.
Minister, it's not too late,
But you see, I get sad when, and I saw Honorable Amakwata and all the other ministers on the 11th of January, when the president was announcing them in 2017. They all looked very meek. Now, when you ask them questions about accountability, like we're doing now, he says, shut up.
Shut up.
He actually said, those who are out there talking, they don't know what's going on. They should shut up. That's not the first time.
Same,
you remember
catch up.
The first time we asked about roads, he says, if you are too late, hurry up.
Catch up.
That tone, it gives me a sense of arrogance. Arrogance. And that's not how we were campaigned to. We were actually begged to go and vote. Nanado says, try me. I've knocked once, twice, thrice. This third time, open me. That's what Nanado's face was what on the ballot sheet. And he's working for the president. How do you tell the people who are paying your salaries, giving you all the benefits, your ex gratia, paying for the project you're handling, how do you tell them to shut up? How do you tell your employer to shut up? You, the employee. How do you say that?
And there you have it. Well, Felicity is on the line to tell us what to expect for today's weather in the capital and beyond. Felicity, good morning to you.
Good morning, Helen.
Now, as you told us yesterday, the rains did come. We were expecting more showers in the evening. I'm not too sure if that happened across the country. What can we expect today?
Yes, today is still going to be cloudy over the 16 region. Currently, the system we are anticipating for midnight to 5 a.m. has delayed a little bit. So by mid-morning, it's going to engulf the eastern flank. The intensity too has reduced a bit. So those over the eastern flank will have it, but then it will not be too much. But those over the western flank of Ghana will have the real impact because it's going to reactivate or rejuvenate within the country and then affect the western flank, stretching from the upper west region, the western portions of Savannah, northern region into Ahafo, Bono, and then the western north area. Ashanti too is also likely to be hard hit this time around. Temperatures too are also going to be on the mild side. It's going to be in the lower 30s. Some will be in the upper 20s for the day. The sea is still pretty rough. We still have some remnants of thunderstorm clouds over the sea. So the fisher folks that wants to go for fishing has to do it with caution. The Volta Lake, because of the storm that is coming, is still not advisable for them to go to do any fishing activities. They can wait and do it later in the day or maybe in the evening to tomorrow. So this is how we are expecting the weather to be today. So it's going to be good for most indoor activities.
And what about the Greater Accra region? You talk about the eastern flank, the Ashanti region as well. How intense is the rain going to be in Accra?
Yes, Greater Accra is also going to be cloudy with slight rain. Some portions are likely to have moderate rain. So it's going to be a bit of on and off for today.
And is this going to carry on into the afternoon or into the evening?
It's going to carry into the afternoon because the system has delayed a bit. And then the pressures are still high, so it's going to stagnate a little bit. But then today is going to be a bit better than yesterday.
All right, Felicity, thank you so much for that weather update. Do have a wonderful morning.
Thank you, and same to you.
Well, another day of getting our umbrellas ready.
Where are the evacuation centers? Good morning, NADBO. Good morning, local assemblies. Good morning, Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, now on TikTok. The party and the committee expecting you to give us the location.
Well, on that note, we will be biting. Do stay tuned. This is still New Day on TV3.